Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So yesterday we had a fantastic 3 hours discussion, almost 2 hours and 45 minutes discussion. So I hope that all of you, we are realizing so many things, so many goodies and so many excitement and do's and don'ts in Bhakti. Okay, so today is 19th March 2025. What day is today? Wednesday. So Wednesday we gathered here and to further our discussion on this topic of Bhaktiyaloka. So as usual, before we start our program, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Darati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Starine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripapdaye Krishna Sampada Viknanataye Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhakti Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sampude Padambu Jaite Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupa Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Vadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantarada Kantanam Stute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Suri Vrishabhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Vishnu Krishna Bhutale Srimadi Bhaktiyaloka Swami Ramini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaya Gaura Kadadamadaya Nagar Gramatanini Hari Om Tatsam. Okay, so I'm very excited to meet all of you again today. So today is a auspicious day, fantastic day, because every day that we speak about on Krishna Katha is very auspicious and it's getting very exciting, especially on the Bhaktiyaloka. I think we are coming towards the end. So I hope that Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur's instruction is really giving us lots of benefit. Okay, so let's start our session. Where is it? Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, so we stop at there is no association in ordinary talk. Okay. So we just highlight this. Where is it? Generally, all of confidentially, there is no association. Right? We're supposed to start here, right? So let's do a quick recap. What we have heard and learned. Okay, so that Bhakti Vinod Thakur is giving a very strong instruction that how that we should be very careful with our association. Okay, so in order for those who desire to attain a pure devotional service, that association of non-devotees and women is meant to be given up. All right, it has to be given up because the non-devotee some or other will lure you out, and the women are some or other will create a kind of attraction. So because our attraction, our mind, our senses are all, we are trying our best to keep it to Krishna. All right, we just want to keep all our attraction and all this to Krishna. But these non-devotees and also the women in general, we are not specifically, we're talking about the devotees, we are talking about outsiders, right? Because we see the devotees are usually well-behaved, well-mannered. Then they dress up in such a way they look very divine, look very worshipable. When you see a devotee, even a young girl or an elderly woman, or even anyone in between, even how attractive or how distinct they look. But when we look at them, we feel like worshiping them because they are dressed very appropriately and they have that divine look. All right. So that is attraction in a divinity. But at the same time, when we look at the women out there, the way they can it can be create a kind of it doesn't have a kind of divine attraction. Okay, so it is to be overcome, and it's also extremely necessary that for all of us to associate with sadhus. Okay, then also we talk about two types of association yesterday. One of it is association with devotees. How we should associate with devotees? We have to associate with love and compassion. All right. So love and compassion. I mean, love and what's another word? Love and affection. Sorry, love and affection. Okay, with love and affection. But when we associate with non-devotees, we should keep it official. Okay, we should keep it official, and the association should be meant like just for a matter of duty. Okay, what is a job? Even say like within our family members. We don't do this kind of affection, association officially when it comes to our own parents, our own spouse, children, even our siblings. All right. So when we see them that they are not a devotee, so we cannot do that. Okay, it's not practical. But some or other we have to show them some kind of compassion to some or other, attract them and make them a devotee. Okay, we through our own personal listing, because siblings, they come and stay with you, sometimes they come and visit you, they stay in your house for 1 or 2 days. So that's the time that you should show some exemplary action to some or other, convince them. Okay. But when we talk about non-devotees, even like relatives, like distant relatives and everything, who are totally don't agree, or they are not interested, they are say like first class karmi. So with these kind of people, we should keep our association officially and just matter of duty. Just matter of duty. And some or other, we have to show another, again, exemplary action, that to say that being a devotee means is something so attractive and all this, all right? So that's the thing that we have discussed yesterday. So while meeting a materialistic friend, one should speak only. Then probably while meeting a materialistic friend, one should speak only that is extremely necessary. All right. We only must talk something which is really necessary. If you're going to talk something which is not necessary, it's just going to create a prolonged conversation. Okay, at that time it's better not to exhibit heartfelt love. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is warning not to show any kind of heartfelt love. But if that friend is a proper Vaishnava, okay, when he's a proper Vaishnava, then he should be accepted as his association by speaking to him with love. Okay, what is speaking love means? That means you're speaking from your heart. Okay, and speaking from the heart somehow or other attracts. Okay, it attracts the thing. Example, when we are like first time when we meet our wife, so we, or sometimes just like a prospective girl. Okay, prospective girl. So when we go and meet that person, so we just open up our heart and we have the heart-to-heart talk. That's when the attraction starts. And that's when there's a feeling comes that I can go on living with this person forever. Okay, I can share my life forever with that person because it comes from your heart. It is not come from your intellect. It comes from your heart. All right, it's like heartfelt love. Okay. So similarly, when we're going to talk like this, we're going to speak heart to heart with those who are not karmi. So when you are going to speak about it, they're also going to open their heart. When they're going to open their heart, right, and they're going to say something that is going to be very, very materialistic and going to be very like a lot of other like lucrative things and everything. So it will somehow or other attract a person. Even a devotee can get attracted. When a devotee is struggling financially, when the friend is coming and telling, why not you come and do this kind of business, you can make it big and everything, the devotee basically, I've seen with my own eyes, all right? So there was one quite advanced devotee got into this kind of an MLM business. And at once I was like, because I was involved in that business also before. But of course, they had that beef gelatin, all these things, nutrition products, all becoming beef gelatin. So I refused, I gave up. So then I saw this devotee were involved in that business, and they took the photo, they shared in the group, and they were all sitting in a non-vegetarian restaurant with a fish, fried fish. There was like a steamed fish or something like that. And he was sitting there, entertaining them. So that is something which is not good. But of course, since he's a very advanced devotee, he could just pull his slim back, pull his things, everything back, and now he's back in pure devotional service. So, but he's okay. He's a very senior devotee. He could do it. But what happened to all the neophytes? All those are just starting life, right? So that can be very dangerous. All right. So there's no association in ordinary talk. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying there's no association in ordinary talk. One should behave with ordinary people as one externally behaves with stranger. Let's look at this. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is giving an example that one should behave with ordinary people. All right. Ordinary people means what? The non-devotee. We are here, but please do understand, we are here not talking like some Christians or Muslims that says that if you are not in our religion, you're kafir. You're kafir, so don't talk to kafir and all this. We are not saying that. So what we are saying is we are trying to control we are trying to engage our mind and this thing in Krishna consciousness. We know that every second counts. And when the day breaks on a day, or today when this day breaks, when the sun rises, this is another opportunity for me to serve Krishna. Okay, how am I supposed to serve Krishna? I have to serve through Indriya or through my senses. So my eyes are seeing Krishna, my tongue is talking about Krishna, my ears listening about Krishna, then tasting the prasadam offered to Krishna. That the consciousness, the mind, intelligent, engaging in Krishna thinking and all this. So because we are not great, because as I said, that we are not bothered about the past, and we are not aspiring anything in the future. So we are living every single moment to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right. So, but of course, Bhakti Vinod Thakur was telling there's be always a lot of close proximity. Because we are living in this place. Sometimes we go out. We go for shopping center. We go here, go there. We'll be passing through. There's so many people will be passing through us. Some will be very nice. Some will be very nasty. Some will have intention. Some with a crazy intention. Varieties of people we are mingling around, right? But we should know, we should always put our stand and say, okay, what am I doing? So that's why he says there's no association in ordinary talk. Okay, so one should behave with ordinary people. That means you behave with ordinary people who are, even though you know him, you behave in such a way as one externally behave with a stranger, right? Like example, like while buying something in the market. So when you go and buy something in the market, you ask the guy, how much is this? How do you interact? That means you do not have a very close relationship with a stranger. It's just like hi bye, just like, okay, how much is this? How much is that? Then suddenly one lady will be standing at the side. Looks like tomato price is going up. Yeah, I think you should go to other place. That place sells tomato cheaper. Really? Yeah, there's a first class tomato. So I am talking to the stranger in a what they call in an official or kind of mistake. So I'm not creating a relationship with the lady, because I'm just talking, just creating a conversation. Why the tomato seems to be very expensive, and she's suggesting go to that place. That's it. So once I'm done, I'm just okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Just move on. So that's how. So that means we just Bhakti Vinod Thakur is telling. So we should behave with ordinary people. I mean, those people, ordinary people means those who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. All right. But this is meant for those sadhakas, those devotees who are practicing bhakti. But if we are distributing books, we don't do that. So we meet a stranger and we try to show them compassion. So we have show them compassion, says that, my dear friend, do you know that this life is so temporary, but there's somewhere that you can live forever, Is it where? Now, the information is in this book. Oh, are you trying to sell me this? No, actually, this book is priceless. I don't know how much to sell to you, but at least you please cover my cost of printing. All right? Cost of printing and all these things, because the printing in India, the transport and everything. So why not you just cover the cost? When you want to put a price tag for this book, it's because this book can give you the highest realization. And this book is enough. If not outside, you're going to go on buying all varieties of motivational books. One after another. There's so many authors are coming out, new theories. But why not take that ancient theory that's spoken 5,000 years ago and valid till today? Can you imagine? It is time tested and it doesn't deteriorate. The philosophy is still valid till today. If not, you have to go on reading so many things because nowadays people are really not intelligent. Oh, really? Yeah. So what is it all about? Well, this book is spoken in a situation where a person has put in such a great dilemma where he need to fight against his own relatives. And he have to kill them. And he doesn't want to do his job. So the person, the Krishna will be talking to convince him. And imagine how you convince him. You convince him scientifically. That said, this is your duty, you have to do your job. And he convince him. And eventually Arjuna will be convinced. All right, convinced not out of ignorance. Convinced out of realization. Yes. That means, first thing, they say, I'm not his body. You're not his body, because once you had a baby body, now you're looking like a man, for 50-year-old man. What happened to the baby body? It has gone. So that means you're not the body, you're simply changing. But you are you. So just by telling all this kind of thing, you are creating a conversation. You are trying to give him a book. Then after the book, what do? You also say, okay, will it be okay if I just keep in touch with you? All right. So maybe once in a while, if I'm free, I'll just give you a call and maybe we can read together. So you're creating a conversation, you're creating a relationship. You say, well, okay, fine. So you just take the number and just say, okay, what is the best time that we can discuss this? Because here we are not talking anything about on intention. I'm not trying to get you some, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. And we're just going to have a pure discussion on self-realization. All right, because this is my passion. All right. So will it be, what are the days that you're available? Well, I'm available on Sunday evening or Sunday evening. All right. So if I'm at all free, I'll just give you a text. Are you available on Sunday morning? Yes. I've got nothing to do. All right. Why not you come and come to our establishment and we can discuss this in detail. No worries. Please bring along all your family and friends. No need to cook at home. We are going to make a feast. What is that? We have called it Sunday feast. So we are celebrating life. We are celebrating life every Sunday by having a big feast. Vegetarian. I tell you, never eaten such a food in your life. Why not be my guest? And all these are given to you for free of charge because that's our commitment. Certain donation, if we make a certain little extra profit from this, we're going to utilize that. Oh, really? So you're creating a conversation with this kind of person, and somehow or other, that person, you're going to bring him over to the temple. Then after that, you're going to cultivate it, making him a devotee. That is a different intention. But here we are talking about a people that is not interested to be a devotee. All right? So just like even say like our extended family members, all right? Even our friends, our close friends, even our associate, the people that are very familiar with you. When you go and tell them, do you know, they start laughing. You cannot be very serious. It takes another person to talk to them. You cannot. So when you see this kind of ordinary kind of people, you have to put your foot back. You don't go near them and associate with them because somehow or other you're going to get lured into it because our senses are all is like stuck for millions of births. We are just going on doing this. All right. So the same dealing with pure devotee of the Lord should be done with love. All right. Done out of love. Okay. When we see a devotee or a pure devotee, it has to be done out of love. All right. So if one is obliged to feed hungry people, example, if one is obliged to feed hungry people, needy people, and teachers, he should do that as a host beautifully cares for his guest. All right. Example, when you are obliged to feed hungry people, all right. Okay, now you're doing this some kind of this thing. So you plan to cook some extra and want to go and give hungry people or the needy people, the poor people. You want to go and help them. All right. And teachers sometimes. All right. So he should be done do so as a host. Okay, as a host beautifully cares for his guest. See, when a host, how he cares for the guest is out of duty. So do it that way. And there's no need to exhibit love. Okay, there's no need to show your love. So you must be very careful to whom you're showing your love. Your love only to be shown to a devotee, a pure devotee and a devotee. That is how you exchange your loving relationship. Because when you are showing your love means you are exchanging your life with him. You're opening your heart. You're exchanging your blessing. That means you are seeing so many good things about him. You start to adore him. You start to associate with him. You start to speak sweet words. Like for instance, when you see a poor people, okay, have you eaten? Are you okay? Is it enough? Can I serve you more? Right? Do you want to take for your family? If your family all have eaten? Oh no, they all have not eaten. Okay, I pack some extra food for you. How is the tone? Right? Care, compassion, beautiful, dutiful. Okay, dutifully done. But when you see a devotee, I say, so how are you doing? Okay, is it all okay, Prabhu? You know, your tone is totally different. Your tone will totally different. I said, is it okay? So did you go to Mayapur? What are the places you see? Oh, really, Prabhu? Oh, okay. Then this, Prabhu, why not please come to my house and have lunch with me? It's going to give me so much of honor for you to come to my house. You know, can we just, can you come over tomorrow, Prabhu, for lunch to my house? You know, or Prabhu, so you went for, okay, like for instance, I heard you're going to India. Yes, yes, yes. Are you okay? Are you financially okay? Can I assist you in something? Well, no. Never mind, Prabhu, just keep this 50 ringgit or 100 ringgit. No, this is a dakshina, right? No, I don't need it. Please, Prabhu, just accept it. Just don't say no. Please accept it. All right. So it's a living relationship. And he goes to India. Then after that, then he just buys some little gift for you and come back. You know, Prabhu, I brought some Vrindavan dust for you. Or I brought some Radha Kund tilak for you. Now, please accept it. That is how you exchange your love. Giving and accepting gift. Serving and accepting prashadam. Like that, right? So that means this is how you should be. So love for them, care for them, but not out of love. They say that the people out there, of course, you care for them, but make sure not out of love. One should feed pure Vaishnava with love, and when required, accept remnants given by them with love. All right. Sometimes when you see a devotee comes and eat in our house, all right, when a pure devotee, some advanced devotee, when they come and eat in the house, so what they usually do, they just take the remnants, you know, okay, say example, a devotee come and eat it. So there is some remnants here and there. So what they do, they will take the remnants and start to eat, you know, the food that is left over. So you have to take some and eat. You know, that is how you do. If you don't love the person, will you do that? You're disgusting, just wrap the leaf and throw, right? But when you start to have a loving relationship, when you start to adore that, because like how the prashadam, the remnants of prashadam is actually very powerful. You know, I think I should be around quite some time back, years back. I think before the pandemic, my spiritual master came to Malaysia and he was in Todu. Okay, he was in Todu, and there's a lot of devotees all waiting out there for remnants. Then I saw one devotee took one handful of prashadam that is eaten by my spiritual master. Okay, the whatever balance, he managed to get a handful and he was coming. Then I looked at him, I said, can I have some? Oh no, this is Guru Maharaj prashadam. Just give me 1 grain enough. What is it, Prabhuji? Just 1 grain. I don't want the whole thing. Then he felt bad. Then he offered me the whole entire thing. He said, take as much as you want. And I just took 1 grain of that prashadam. I said, just 1 grain. And he felt actually very bad. I said, don't feel bad. Because even 1 grain is Guru Maharaj Mahaprashadam. You don't need to eat the one mouthful of prashadam. And that 1 grain, until today, I can remember the taste and that kind of ecstasy I had. I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, just that 1 grain, I can still remember how it tasted at just 1 grain. That is how Narada Muni achieved perfection. In Narada Muni, in his previous birth, is a son of Sudrani, the son of maid servant. You know, he go and serve because the maid servant children are trained to be a maid. All right. So, so what happened? He went and learned. He was learning how to serve the Vaishnavas during the month of Chaturmasya. The month of Chaturmasya means the 4-month rainy season, where all the sadhus don't travel. That's the only time they stay in one place for 4 months because rainy season, not conducive for traveling. He was there. He was serving them. Then he gonna ask them, can I just take some of the remnants? I say, okay, go ahead and take. So after whatever things, even one morsel is, he just take the remnants and start to eat. When he start to eat the remnants, what happened? Narada Muni, next birth, after that, he achieved so much of perfection. And in the next birth, he became Vyasa, he became Deva Rishi Narada. Such a highest distinct. Another example of Prashadam is when Narada Muni coming to meet Lord Shiva in Kailash. He is traveling from Vaikunta. After he went there, he had a big feast. You know, he had a big feast with Lord Narayana's, Krishna's Mahaprashadam. He had, and he was so much jubilant. He was so much in ecstasy. He was coming and coming and coming, came to Kailash. After he came to Kailash, then Lord Shiva asked, why you look so happy? And Narada Muni says, oh, you won't believe Lord Shiva. You will never believe Mahadeva. Said, believe what? I just came back after having a nice feast in Vaikunta. Oh, the prashadam. Oh my God. Then Lord Shiva says, did you bring some for me? And Narada Muni, oh, uh-oh. I said, well, no. I said, what kind of person are you? You don't know that when you go and visit someone, you have to bring a gift. You cannot go empty-handed to go see someone. It's something that we all have to learn. When you go meet someone, don't go empty-handed. You have to buy something. You have to buy some gift like orange, apple, or whatever. Right? You don't you know that you need to come, you cannot come empty-handed. You know? And after that, you start to say that, oh, Mahadeva, oh, great demigod, oh, this and that, you pray, worship me and all these things. Is it all you? Are you a hypocrite? You know? You know that you're coming here, you don't have any, you can't even bring some for me. And Shiva became angry. And when Shiva became angry and Narada Muni just said, oh, no, then suddenly he realized there's some stuck on his finger. On the some rice morsel stuck in the finger. He said, wait, I got some little here. Do you want? I said, yes. So he took his prasad, Deva Rishi took this thing and gave it to Lord Shiva. And after Lord Shiva took it, he became so excited, he went into Tandava Natya. He started to dance. When he started to dance, the whole universe shake. Then Mother Parvati came and said, hey, wait, why are you dancing? The time of dissolution is not yet here. Why are you like dancing? What happened? Oh, you know, my wife, I just had a prasadam, Narada Muni gave me and I'm so happy, very nice. And Mother Parvati asked, then how about for me? And he said, Lord Shiva, uh-oh. Then he said, well, he only gave me one morsel. Don't you have sense that even one morsel you have to share with me? You know, you call me, like Shiva and Parvati half, right? I am half, you half. No, all this then. After that, if she became very angry, then after that she go into meditation, then Lord Vishnu will appear, then that's when the Radha Yatra festival, there's a story about Radha Yatra. So that means the remnants of Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava is very, very, very important. You know, it's very important. So whenever you see a devotee, that pure Vaishnava, they have eaten and everything. So if possible, try to take a remnants from that. Make sure pure Vaishnava, all right? When you see a spiritual master who comes, that's why when you see, when spiritual master comes, they give him so much of offering. People will be thinking, can he eat all these things? Imagine 100 items given to, like once I saw that Vyasa Puja of Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. He's one of my Siksha Guru. So when he saw doing the Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, what they call Vyasa Puja. If you all have seen Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, he's a very skinny Swamiji. Very skinny. Because he's always performed great austerity, he don't sleep only. He's like very strict sannyasi, right? Maharaj, very strict. So, and he don't eat a lot and everything. But during his Vyasa Puja, there's 100 items offered to him. And he was sitting there looking around. Oh, how am I supposed to And I was thinking, hey, do they offer 100 items to him? But you know what he did? He just take a morsel of each. Just take one. Just a little, just take a small pinch. Then he started to distribute. All right? So that kind of remnants that we should take. So when we can take the remnants, when we have love and affection, like how sometimes after the husband eats on the plate and the wife will come and eat in that same plate, continue with the food. She doesn't like go and get a new plate. She just put more rice and continue with that. Yeah, someone saying something. Okay. Now, if one can behave in this way, while giving in charity, accepting charity and speaking confidentially and hearing confidentially, feeding and accepting food with one's wife, children, servants and maidservants, strangers, and whoever else one meets, there will be no unholy association, only good association, right? So that means if one can behave in this way, that means one should feed Vaishnava with love and accept remnants given with him by love. If one can behave in this way, while giving in charity, accepting charity, speaking confidentially, caring confidentially, feeding and accepting with food with one's wife, children, servants, maidservants, strangers, and whoever else one meets, there will be no unholy association, only good association. When all the association which is spiritual, right? There is no hope of achieving devotion to Krishna until one gives up the unholy association, right? So you all must give up unholy association. That means this thing. A renunciate Vaishnava, a renunciate means sannyasi, should accept whatever alms he receives as by what you call, by madhukari. That means a sannyasi should only accept what he receives by madhukari. Madhukari means by begging, right? By a begging at the house of an honest householder, not to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. All right, as above mentioned consideration. So when you see, begging is actually a very noble duty, very noble. But nowadays, people are all, I mean, drunkards, everybody start to become a beggar. You know, to be a beggar, to beg, to seek mercy, I mean, this thing, it is only allowed by a Brahmana or a renunciate sannyasi, not any person out there. You know, that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, charity in the mode of goodness by giving to the worthy person. Right? Charity and a worthy person to the in a worthy time and place. And charity in the mode of passion is to give the charity in the grudging mood. He's take and go. Grudging mood. And charity in the mode of ignorance is what? Giving to the worthless person like a drunkard, like the beggar on the road. You give him money, he going to buy chicken or buy beef and eat, you're going to get the karma. So this is all under. But we only should give that kind of this thing only to the devotee, right? Because you must understand that even that renunciate Vaishnava at the house of a honest householder, he doesn't go to any one house. He only go to the honest householder. With above mentioned, okay. So that means when a devotee comes to the house, okay, when a devotee comes to the house, asking or begging for something, we should understand by giving charity to him, we are purifying our existence, right? So sometimes, like I've seen, in fact, I mean, I shouldn't have done that before. When someone was giving a donation in grudging mood, I got very annoyed, because I went and asked for some donation for something, and he was giving in a grudging mood. I just gave back the money. He said, "No, take and go." You must understand the money that you're giving, you're purifying yourself. You're not simply giving for this, so I don't want your money. So one of the crazy things I've done in my life, that time was like with a big fat false ego. I mean, still I have false ego, but that false ego is not as fat as that. Last time was like quite very egoistic. So anyway, so the renunciate should maintain his life in that way. You should always remember the difference between the gross begging and madhukari. You always must remember the gross begging and madhukari. Madhukari, right? The Grahastha Vaishnava should accept prasada, grains and drinks in the house of another Grahastha. Okay, a Grahastha, we should accept prasada, grains or drinks in the house of another Grahastha who is a pure in character. One should always be cautious about taking prasada in the house of non-devotee and one with bad character. So do remember this. You want to, if you want to take cautious about taking, you say it's okay, taking food or maybe prasada, they offer the prasada, but the householder is a non-devotee or one with a bad character. Okay, so you should always be careful. That's why, because you must understand, the person who cooks, the consciousness goes into the food. Consciousness go into the food. What is the best way to create a harmony relationship between husband and wife? When the wife starts cooking for the husband, their attachment will start. So they say, according to that, I've heard it from some senior Vaishnava, they say, the best food, the best meal, you prepare yourself. You cook for yourself. You cook yourself. The second best, sorry. No. The best is mother's cooking. If the mother cooks, it's the best meal. The second best is the wife's cooking. All right. And among all, the most first class is when you cook yourself. You cook and you eat yourself. That's the best. Right. So because when mother and your wife will be cooking with so much of compassion, so my husband going to enjoy this meal, my son going to have it, my daughter going to eat it. So that's the thing. Sometimes you see, right, when children goes out for the university, they come back. Oh, I miss your mother's cooking. I miss my mother's cooking, because the mother's cooking always has so much of love and compassion. Right. So we must remember. So we should be cautious of taking food from the house of a non-devotee and this thing. And imagine, my dear Prabhus and mothers, if here it says if you have to be very careful of taking food from the non-devotee and with bad character, imagine that we go outside and eat in a restaurant. Okay, eat in a restaurant. So what will be the thing? Even to eat non-prashadam is not allowed. But if you go to the place where there's no non-prashadam and it's cooked by, say, like when you go to the Buddhist restaurant, you know, when you go for like Inipo Karimi, famous Karimi, too tempting. Okay, vegetarian Karimi is very famous. You know, the one and only place. You know, so when you imagine when you go and eat that kind of food, the person, we don't know whether he have taken his bath after passing stone. We don't know the person has already, actually took his bath in the morning. You know, we don't know whether the person is really a vegetarian or not, because vegetarian business is a very good business. All right. So everybody thinks, from me doing all that, there's so many shops, but in the middle, I open a vegetarian business. Fantastic. You know, there's one vegetarian restaurant in Ipoh. Fantastic in, in the Pasiputi area. Fantastic business. Until every full moon, every Amavasya and every day he close. And every festival, like Kuan Yin festival, like today is a Kuan Yin festival. I just passed by, I saw the thing close. Sembayang Kuan Yin, she wrote there in front. Every 1 month, at least she closed many times. Anytime got festival, Chinese, but she's a very pious Taoist and Buddhist mix. All right, Taoist Buddhist mix, and she's very pious, and she simply closes for every of these festival. All right, but imagine when we go and eat in this kind of place, what will be the thing? But sometimes we can't avoid it. Sometimes we can't avoid it when you're traveling outstation and everything. We can't avoid it. So therefore, what we need to do? Sometimes it was told by my spiritual master, you just go there and get some food, and you must remember you're eating that just to sustain your day. You're just trying to sustain your day, and so that so that you can go on with your thing. Okay, because suddenly I remembered now, in the year 95, 96, in the year 1996, if I'm not mistaken, I was like a full-time devotee in Penang. That time there's no Todu, there's no nothing. The Penang center was in Gulugur, behind Lamwayi Hospital. So I was serving as a full-time devotee there after my SPM. So what happened? There was one devotee from Poland, and they all are hardcore book distributors. So I just remembered, because I just remembered, you know what he did before we left? He just cooked the rice and put it in a Tupperware. You know, he just cooked the rice and put it in a Tupperware, just a plain rice. Okay. And he put a little ghee on it. Okay. Then on the way, we stopped in a store and he bought a baked beans. You know, the baked beans can, the small can. And that time, the small can was only 50 cents. I think now it should be around 2 ringgit or something like that. I'm not sure what's the price. He just bought a small can of baked beans. Okay. And he said, just saw the thing, baked beans. He said, okay, this one looks better. Okay. It's sealed and everything. He just bought a small can of baked beans. And I was wondering, what is it? Then he asked me, is this rice enough for you? I said, yes, fine. And now he cooked rice, put it hot, put a little ghee on it. He packed 2 packets. On the way, he bought the 2 small cans of red beans. I mean, what they call the baked beans, the baked beans. Then we went book distribution. Then came lunch, right? And you know what he did? He just opened the rice, the Tupperware, and he started to chant the mantra, offering mantra. Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gavatisi Namaha. Namo Brahmane Devaya Go Brahmanetaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. He started to, and I was just looking what he's doing, because that time I was only 17. I was thinking, what is he doing? Then he just did everything, and he just opened the baked beans and he just dropped the baked beans into the rice and gave one to me, and he took one. I said, then let's have lunch. Imagine. So then we just had the lunch, and you just throw the baked beans can, take the Tupperware and put it back into our bag, and we continue preaching. All right. So that's the thing. So for a devotee, no matter what, they always try to avoid non-prashadam, because prashadam is very, very important. No, when you look at the prashadam mantra, the mantra, the translation, Bhakti Vinod Thakur composed that prashadam mantra. He say, oh, my tongue is so ferocious, I cannot control. Therefore, Lord Krishna was so merciful, he gave me the remnants of his food. So through the remnants of his food, I am trying to purify myself, right? Do you all know that that prayer? Before Prashadam, we used to chant that prayer, right? Okay, let me get the prayer for you. All right. Sarira Baire Sarira Abidejal Jodindra Tahikal Jiva Pele Vishai Sagore Toro Mate Jiva Ati Lavomoy Sadur Mate Take Jeta Katina Sangsari Krishna Badadoyamoy Tari Bori Jiva Joy Swa Prashat Anna Dilobai Se Anna Mrta Pau Radha Krishna Gunagao Preme Daku Sri Chaitanya. So the translation, oh brother, this material body is network of ignorance, and the senses are one's deadly enemies. All the senses are deadly enemies, for they throw the soul into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. Among the senses, the tongue is the most ferocious and verily wicked. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. Oh, brothers, Lord Krishna is very merciful. Just to control the tongue, he has given us the remnants of his own food. Now, please eat these nectarian grains while singing the glories of their Lordship, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. And in love, call out, Chaitanya Nitai. So that is that, the songs of the Prashada mantra that we sing before we take honor Prashadam. So that's why we sing. But now, is it possible, because I'm working, I'm traveling and everything, keep it in your mind. And don't deny these facts. Okay? Fake it till you make it. Try your level best to only consume prashadam. If you're not available, then you have no choice. But as I said, I remembered as what that that Prabhu taught me book distribution. He's a Poland guy, he's a Western body. He did that. Just take a rice, cook, at least cooking rice is not a big deal. And you just cook some rice and put a ghee on it. All right? Ghee on it is considered very healthy and ghee. Right? Then you just take it and just in your mind mentally offer the rice. Okay? Then you just can buy a small canned baked beans or something like that. You see. So you do not need to eat something very palatable. Unless we get a choice to eat palatable food, then you see. And always to your level best, try to avoid eating outside, right? Like a non-prasadam, like a vegetarian restaurant, karimi and all these things. Okay. And please remember, my dear Prabhus and mothers, I am not telling you, I'm telling myself, because in this camera, I only can see my face. So I'm telling myself, because I'm also addicted to karimi. You know, the place that Vivan and I love to go. You know, that day he was telling, oh my God, Prabhu, how? It's very hard, because that's the only place that we can enjoy karimi, like the real karimi, but vegetarian, pure vegetarian. No onion, no garlic, and don't even have MSG. You know? But anyway, I'm just telling myself, reminding myself, you know, you better. So like that. So we have to be very careful, because the food determine our character. You know? So, okay, there's no need to speak further about this. Then now, okay, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is telling me, there is no need to speak further about this, right? Due to their pious activity, those who have developed faith in devotional service have a little intelligence by the mercy of Krishna. Okay, so now Bhakti Vinod Thakur is concluding that we don't need to speak about this further, because since we have already created faith in devotional service, then there's some to have little intelligence by the mercy of Krishna. So due to that intelligence, they can easily understand the essence of Acharyas, essence of the Acharyas' instructions. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, through this, I believe that you all understand the essence. What is the essence of Acharya's instruction? What is the essence? Keep your body, your indriya under fully Krishna conscious. Very simple. Your eyes, your nose, your tongue, your face, everything, keep it in Krishna consciousness. All right. And number two, avoid all possibilities that this kind of indriya can get straight out. All right. So not associate with non-devotees, not do this, do that, all, because all these things will spoil. All right. So that's the instruction. Therefore, only few words are needed to instruct them. Those who have no pious credits have no faith. Okay. Therefore, there's only few words are needed to instruct them. Those who have no pious credit, I mean, those who have no pious credit have no faith. Now, just think about it. We have here around 10 people, right? You are sitting here and listening non-stop. You know, you have never missed any session. Every morning you're here. Why? Because you have some kind of faith. All right. If you have some kind of faith, means what does that mean? you have some kind of piety accumulated in, in your bank, all right? Because those who have no pious have no pious credit. Those who don't have pious credit, they have actually no faith, all right? Even if they're given volumes of instruction, even if you give them tons of instruction, they will not understand a thing. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami has given only few words, instruction in Upadeshamrita. Now we understand how Srila Rupa Goswami, why he have given only few words. Why he gave only few words? Because he knows if you have credit of piety, you understand what he says. If you don't have this thing instruction, you don't have any kind of things, you will never understand. Simple as that. So that's why Bhakti Vinod Thakur concluded that therefore Srila Rupa Goswami has given only few words of instruction in Upadeshamrita. Very interesting, right? Okay. So now it's 9:55. Now we're going to start another session here. Sadhu Vritti. Okay. Sadhu Vritti. This is Hamniyat principle. Can anyone tell me? Hamniyat principle. Okay. Utsahan nischayat dairyat. Tat tat karma pravartanat. Sangatyaga sato vritti. So now we are talking about sato vritti. Sato vritti means sadhu vritti. Right? Following the footsteps of a previous acharyas. Okay? Sadhu vritti. Then after that, sadbir bhaktir prasidyati. I think this is the last instruction, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, sadhu vritti. I think if you just go on reading Bhaktiyaloka, that's why my teacher, yeah, looks like it's the final. Okay. So I remember during my Bhakti Sastri, my teacher told me, he's from Mauritius, a devotee from Mauritius was giving class. He just said one word. He said, and he's the one who gave us this Bhaktiyaloka. This book was given, the PDF was given by him many years ago, around year 2020. Now only we are, in fact, I read it, but now I understand. I mean, reading it in detail. I've not really read it actually. So what he said is, just this nectar of instruction is sufficient that you can go back home, back to Godhead. If you just follow the nectar of instruction, 100%, you are simply qualified to go back home, back to Godhead. And I was thinking, why? So when I read that, yes, but after that he said, please make sure you read this book. But actually I didn't read. I just printed out that book and I just see here, there. But I was reading in Suma. But now when we discuss like this, I tend to understand better. All right. So thanks to all of you. Okay, now it's 9:57. Let's take a short break and we continue shortly after the break. Okay, we just take 2 or 3 minutes and we come back, then we continue. Hare Krishna. All right, so Hare Krishna, let's continue our discussion. Any questions so far? No question? Okay, if there's no question, let's start our next topic, Sadhu Vritti. Okay, so let's, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is starting. I have already written separate essay regarding Utsaha, Nischaya Dairya, Tat Karma Pravartanat, and also Sangatyaga. So these are the things that so far we have done. All right, what is Utsaha? Utchagam, all right, enthusiasm. Nischaya, confidence. Dairya, patience. Tat Karma Pravartanat, following the rules and regulations. Sangatyaga, how you should avoid. Tyaga means sacrifice. Sangha, association. Tyaga, sacrifice, the non-devotee association. All right. So now I am writing this essay on sadhu. So he says, I am writing this essay on sadhu vritti. Okay. Now Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying that. Okay. Now let's look at sadhu vritti. So there are two kinds of sadhus. Okay. There's two kinds of sadhus. Now here we're going to understand the concept of sadhu or devotees in detail. One is householders, another one is renunciate. That means those who are married, having a family, and those who are sannyasi. Okay, I will separately describe vritti. Vritti means we understand is occupation. Please underline this word, vritti. All right. So he's saying So I will separately describe. That means you're going to go into a detailed studies, describe vritti or occupation of each. Although householders and renunciate have different occupation, there are some they have, and there are some they have in common. These will be discussed separately. There are two meanings of the word occupation. There are two meanings the word occupation. One is propensity, and another one is called lifestyle. Okay, there's two meanings for the word occupation. One is propensity, another one we call it as lifestyle. So propensity means what? Propensity means one's nature or swabhava. Swabhav. Please underline this word. So we understand the word swabhav because swabhav is something that we're going to discuss in Nectar of Devotion. So now itself try to understand swabhav. Swabhav means nature. What nature? Your own nature. Okay, are you all following me? Okay, swabhav. Swabhav means one's nature. Those natural propensity or swabhava are the living entities dharma. You got it? So propensity, okay, that means propensity means one's nature. What is your nature? Okay, that called swabhava. Swabhav. All right. Those natural propensity are the living entities dharma. Are you all following me? That means, in other words, it's like this. All right. See, like my propensity, my nature. What is my nature? Okay. For me, I love to, because being a salesman, being a trainer and all that, I love to talk. So I love to talk. So that is my nature. Okay. Like somebody else's nature, the person loves to do certain things. That's why I always say, in especially, we should not generalize the devotees. You know, some people can go and clean the toilet. Some people cannot do that. We cannot simply pick one person and say, go and clean the toilet. He may get offended or he may get angry. Or the person who are introvert, we cannot take them out to distribute books. He will faint, all right? So that's the thing. So swabhav, that means your natural, what is your natural propensity? Simply use that for Krishna, all right? So it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 11, Text 31. Praya swabhava vihito, nirnam dharmo yuge yuge, veda drigbi smarto rajan, pratya cheha cha sharmakrit. Oh, my dear king, Brahmanas, well conversant in Vedic knowledge, have given their verdict that in every age or yuga, like Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, the conduct of different section of people according to their material body. That means the conduct of different sections, okay, according to their material modes of nature, is auspicious both in his life and after death. All right. So by passing life in one's natural occupation, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning, by passing life or in one's natural occupation, one can attain devotional service free from the modes of nature. Because, see, if that is your nature, see, cooking is your nature, so you go and do it spontaneously, right? But suddenly, if I ask you to go and do deity worship, you can't. Even like myself, I can't do deity worship. In fact, in this Bhakti Vidya Mahalaya. Bhakti Vidya Mahalaya is called Bhakti Vidya Mahalaya, North America. So I'm this thing, and of course, that we gave a donation for that books, Veda Vasiti. The Srimad Bhagavatam, you all are donated for the books. So that's Veda Vasiti is one of the branch of IBM NA or IBM EDU. That means IBM EDU is from India, IBM NA is from America. So they call me up. They say, Prabhuji, there's one course called Archana. In that Archana course, I think it's around a month course or something like that. Got two divisions, part 1, part 2. There you learn how to do deity worship, how to offer in a way that Krishna accepts, how to do all the mudras. They do all the mudras and all this kind of thing. All kind of things. So they give you a total guide in deity worship. Then I told Mataji, I am not the Pujari type. So this thing, so she's oh, then she agreed. Understand. So that's the thing. So we must understand what is the mode of material nature. Otherwise, one will fall into irreligion, okay, and be unable to make gradual advancement. All right. If you're not allowed to, I mean, if you don't act according to your nature, you can't. Like recently, I was in a management. It's called IPO management. So I think I can't do that management work. Always being busy in management, handling devotees, handling festivals, handling that issues with all this. I was a secretary in IPO. But then what I did, I resigned as a secretary because I know I was very uncomfortable sitting there because that is not my nature. But ever since I come out from there, now we can have this program 5 days a week, And every Tuesday evening, I've got a Namahat program. Then every Sunday night, I have Bhakti Sastri. Sunday morning, I'm having this Sunday Feast program in Ipoh. So what happened? I could engage in devotional service according to my nature, and I'm doing it with so much of pleasure. So we must understand what is our swabhav, what is our nature, right? So it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 11, text 32. Vritya swabhava krittaya vartamana swakarma krit hitva swabhava jam karma shaner nirgu natam yat. If one acts in his profession according to his position in the modes of nature and gradually gives up this activity, he attains the transcendental position. So what we should suppose to do, because I remember when I first became a devotee, age of 15, in the year 1993, I was thinking what to do. I don't know what to do. I see all the devotees who are doing, they're doing this festival, that festival. I tried to play Mridanga, it didn't work. I don't know what to do. That one day, coincidentally, I opened Chaitanya Charitamrita. I just opened. And in that one of the book, I can't recall that place. It says, Prabhupada says, simply use your talent for Krishna. And boom, that was the first instruction that I got from Srila Prabhupada through the books. What he says, simply, and now I'm also telling all of you, that simply use your talent for Krishna. We do not need to do something that is not your nature. If you are not in the nature of pujari, don't become pujari. If you don't have the nature of being a cook, don't become a cook. You're going to screw up. You're going to spoil the thing. If you don't do something which is not your nature, if your nature, like get down and work, like that day, for Guru Purnima, there's one devotee with a little girl, right? The daughter, very cute girl. So he came. And I was so surprised to see him because he came, he was washing all the, I told him to take out all the chairs outside, wash it nicely, front and the back, make sure there's no dust, clean it nicely and put it aside. And he came. He was the first person to be there. He was there. He was cleaning because we actually we try to be honest there. Because they say no, don't tell anybody. Say Sunday program and people come, immediately engage them in service. And sometimes people can get angry, upset. So I said no. Let's tell the truth. Today Sunday is going to be a cleaning day. All right. Of course, many people didn't turn up, but the fortunate people turn up on that day. And he is one of the person. He came. He started to wash the whole thing. And I was wondering, why he asked that. Then I overheard he's talking to another Mataji. He's telling, Mataji, in any temple, just name it. He's not it's just coming, new person coming. He and his son and daughter, coming for just around a few months old devotee, just coming. And he said, any temple festival, any temple they want a volunteer to clean up, I will be the first person to go there. So in other words, his swabhav is to go and clean up the temple. He loves doing that. He seva. Even say like Mariamman temple, Murugan temple, or whatever temple they want. Like after Thaipusam, the temple will be very dirty. He'll go there to start to clean up. Because he has that passion that his nature is to go and clean up that place. Right? So what he does, that is swabhav. So he came, he didn't say anything. He just start to clean up everything. After he clean, he wipe it dry and put it in the sun to dry. Then after that, he took it and put it inside the temple and start. I was wondering, oh, such a great love, good love, this guy. But later, I overheard their conversation. That's when I know, that is his nature. So now what it says, so one should act according to the profession Okay, let me see what is your job. What is the nature of your job? And do it according to his position. Okay, in the mode of nature. Okay, if like I am in the mode of passion, I'm very sure about it because I cannot like talk. No, I like charismatic talk. I like enthusiasm. I like excitement. You know, I want to have. I feel that expressive. Like some people in the mode of Brahmina, the mode of goodness, they'll be like very soft, very quiet, very humble, very sober. So like that. Example. So use your mode of nature. So when you start to engage in devotional service according to your mode of nature, which you are very good at it, and you're dovetailing it for Krishna, slowly but surely, you will give up that mode of that particular mode, and you attain the transcendental position. You all understand what I'm saying? If you understand, please put a thumbs up. See whether you all understand my point. Okay, Nanda Mataji. No? All right, so that is what I said. So use your nature. All right, now Nirgunata, or the transcendental position means devotion to Krishna. So now what is Nirgunata? The word Nirgunatam. Okay, the word Nirgunatam. What does that mean? The transcendental position. Okay, which means devotion to Krishna. So we understand. So, okay, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 25, text 33. Tasmat deham imang labdva jnana vinyana sambhavam guna sangam vinirduya mam bhajantu vichakshana. Therefore, having achieved this human form of life, which allows one to develop full knowledge. Where you can achieve full knowledge? When you achieve the human form of life. Okay? Those who are intelligent should free themselves from all contamination. Please underline all these statements. All right? We should free ourselves from all contamination. Okay? Contamination of what? Of the modes of nature. That means whether you're in the mode of goodness, passion, you come out of that contamination because all these modes got conditioning. Right? Then what you do? Engage exclusively in my loving service. All right? So it is ascertained by the Lord, by the Lord's use of the word nirgunam and mat upashayam. Okay, that whatever is performed out of devotion is called nirgunam. Right? It's called nirgunam or transcendental. All right? We say that. Okay. Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, you raised your hand.
Yeah. This is the answer. You got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. All right. So, okay. So that means when we achieve a human form of life, all right, only in human form of life, we can develop full knowledge. Okay. And after that, okay, let me just, not this one. Okay. So first we achieve human form of life. Okay. Which allows you to develop full knowledge. All right. And when you achieve the full knowledge, at the same time, those who are having knowledge also is not, but those who are intelligent. All right. What they should do? They should free themselves from where? Free themselves from contamination. He must always think about relieving himself from contamination. And what contamination? The contamination in the mode of nature. That is mode of passion, goodness, is sin. Then after that, what you should do? You should engage exclusively. It's not a normal. That means when you come and, when you come to, okay, now from now on, say if you go to temple, you must remember, today you are given an opportunity to serve Krishna. And you engage in that service exclusively. Not just go there randomly. Oh, I do this, I just sweep randomly, mop randomly. You're not a random person because now you've got this understanding. The understanding from Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He said you should engage. I mean, Chaitanya, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavatam, engage exclusively means what? When you are going to sweep the floor of the temple, you sweep with full of knowledge. Or in other words, you also can have full of passion in your heart. I got that opportunity, which is very rare in any human form, that today I am sweeping the Lord's temple, so that all the devotees will come and dance in ecstasy. And when I am sweeping, all the dust that I'm seeing, it actually the dust of the lotus feet of all the devotees who walked in this temple. So when you sweep, the dust, you don't throw away like that. You take the dust and put it very nicely, because that is the dust of all devotees who came and expressed their love to Krishna by walking, by dancing, by paying obeisances. That place is fully sanctified. Right? When you mop the floor, I have given an opportunity after 8.4 million lifetime, after trillions and trillions and trillions of births. Today, I've got this golden opportunity by the mercy of Krishna and devotees and Srila Prabhupada for creating such a place, that I am going to mop the floor. And this place is the place that all the devotees of the Lord are going to come and express their love. They're going to come and pay obeisances. I must make sure this place must be spotless. I don't want, when they pay obeisances, I don't want any kind of dirt stick on their this thing. So in that consciousness, I mop every tile carefully. Not zoop, 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 zoop. Every tile. I pay attention to every tiles. All right. So what happens if you go to the kitchen to cook? And today I am engaging in a service after millions of lifetime. Maybe I have done this service before, but today after studying Bhaktiyaloka, I understand this is something very exclusive, and it was given me this opportunity to serve the Lord. So therefore, I'm going to cook, and I'm going to cook with full concentration and determination, in so much of care, because this meal is going to go directly to Krishna. I'm going to this meal is going to be offered, the food, the bhoga is going to be offered to my spiritual master, and spiritual master trusted me by giving me this opportunity, and he is going to give to his spiritual master, and that spiritual master going to give to his spiritual master. Like your spiritual master going to offer to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada going to offer to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada going to offer to Bhakti Gaura Kishore Das Babaji. And Gaura Kishore Das Babaji going to offer to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And he goes to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then he's going to offer up. And the final person who's going to receive that offering is Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani going to look at the food and the quality. Then he's going to tell, my dear Krishna, this devotee, with full of love, he have prepared this food. Please honor it. Please have it. And Krishna says, really? And he just take the food and put in his mouth. After he put his mouth, then he says that food become prasadam, and the thing goes back. That means she passed back down. So Srimati Radharani doesn't want to miss Krishna's prasadam. She takes a morsel. Like that, it comes down back to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada's our spiritual master. Then we're going to take it and we're going to offer to the devotees. They're going to get purified by taking this thing, the remnants of Krishna Prasadam. And today I've given such an honor to do this. Therefore, when I'm going to cut the vegetable, I'm going to cut it very nice. Not like, like a hokko, cha 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 cha, pum. No, even when you see frying, when you see not like that. Just put it nicely, okay, cut it nicely, cut it design. All right. Then you heat up the pan, you pour the oil inside with so much of care. Then after that, you fry the thing with full concentration. All right. Then you cook nicely, then everything prepare, and you make sure, sometimes when you think whether did I put the salt, right? Did I put the salt? I think I didn't put the salt. That means what? You are not paying attention to your cooking. That means you're simply whimsically cooking. Sometimes you see when there's a salt, I don't remember whether I put a salt or not. Then you go and put a salt. You have already put a salt. But later, then you put a salt, the food becomes very salty. If the food is burnt, sometimes when you put a dal, it burned. Sometimes you do this, but that means what? You're not paying attention. If you're not paying attention, imagine, do you think Radharani is going to offer the food to Krishna? So there is two things we must understand. When you cook with so much of love and attention, that thing will become prasadam. If you simply cook and offer to Krishna, that thing will become karmic free. Because Krishna says, if you are eating the food without offering to me, you're merely eating sin. You're verily eating sin. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentioned that. All right? If you don't give it to me in sacrifice, but you're still simply enjoying for your own self-gratification, you are verily eating sin. That means the food that you're eating without offering is eating sin. Papa. But after that, he said, but when you offer, you simply offer, what happened? The papa, the karma will be removed. So the food become karmic free diet. But it's not prasadam. You take the food, your stomach is filled, and there's no karma in that. There's no reaction. Only that. But when you offer with Krishna with so much of love and compassion from the time that you prepare the meal up to this thing, when you offer, that is become prasadam. That will purify ourselves. So, and sometimes people go and collect boga, collect vegetables. You know, oh, this is what Krishna is going to enjoy. Okay, I'm buying the best vegetable. For temple, just buy the cheap one. How much that tomato? 2 ringgit. That tomato, 10 ringgit. No need 2 ringgit enough. Go and pick all the lousy ones. Right? Or because it's for temple. Hey, at home, maybe you'll be using a very branded cooking oil, but for temple, you just buy a simple cheap one. You know? Maybe at home you're using what they call a different kind of thing, but for the temple you use just never mind, for temple only, just okay. We should not do that. Temple means Krishna, the deity of the Lord, is going to enjoy the food. You should get them even more exclusive than what you eat at home. Maybe at home you're using this kind of normal oil, but for Krishna you must buy the first class oil. You know, when you're in the temple using that this thing, but in temple you must make sure that you use the first class ghee, first class, everything should be first class. Right? So when we start to do like that, so actually what we are doing is we are performing exclusive devotional service. Everything. I'm coming to wash pot. Oh, after so many millions of births, today I've got a chance to wash the pot that was cooked for Krishna. I must ensure every inch of the pot is spotless. It has to be very clean. Because tomorrow they're going to use the same pot to cook for Krishna. I do not want the cook to go into anxiety by seeing the pot dirty and he have to wash again. So I'm spoiling his meditation. Therefore, today I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. I clean the pot very nicely. I wipe it and I keep that pot very devotedly. Devotedly, I'm going to put the pot so that the next person who's going to come, they can easily perform their duty of cooking for my dear Lord. You understand? So when I come for Kirtan, after so many millions of births, right? Today I've got a chance to perform Yuga Dharma, which was very rare for humanity. So therefore I'm coming here. I'm going to express my love by singing and dancing for the Lord. I do not care what people are going to tell about me, because this is my relationship with my Lord. Because the more you're going to dance to please him. You know? So don't simply stand like a log in one corner and just tap, 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 tap. Don't sound, just tap, tap, tap. You know? That's not the way. You are here to express your love for Krishna. How are you going to express your love for Krishna? By singing and dancing for him. Right? Even if you think your body is weak, you can't dance, at least clap. Clap. At least you can do that clapping. At least you can tap your leg. You know, if you can, at least sway left and right. If you can't, at least you can raise your hand. You know, you can't do any of this, at least shake your head. At least do something that you are participating in that kirtan. You know, you got that opportunity to serve the Lord by singing and dancing for him. Express it. You know, don't stand like a log. You know, and it's sometimes very annoying when we are doing this kirtan, when we see some devotees are sitting and just or just standing one or just close that thing like this and just like, you know, it's so annoying. In fact, But of course, we can't go and tell the floor, because sometimes we can offend them. But in our heart, we feel. But anyway, so now you all understand, right? Then what is another thing? When I am sitting and listening to the class, I must make sure my phone is off. I'm going to pay attention to the devotee who are sitting in the dais. He's sitting there and he's going to express, he's going to speak about Krishna. And I'm going to see how, this is the opportunity for me. I'm engaging my ears in listening the glories of the Lord. And that is through his understanding. Okay, what is his understanding? He's going to explain. And because I love, because see, when I got someone I love, I don't want to listen about him from one source. Sometimes this reminds me. I was talking about my grandfather. My mother's side grandfather. He was a very successful person, very successful. Talking about those days, very successful. And he came after his farm in India. Got this thing. He became a cook, and after that, when he died as a multi-millionaire in 1970s. In 70s, you're a millionaire means, imagine, like a jamin. We had a own driver, everything, servants in the house. In that kind of environment. So everybody used to tell that I look like him. Really? Then after that, because I've not seen him. Okay, I born in 78. He passed away in 74. So I've not seen him. So what happened? My mother used to tell, my father is like this, my father is like that. So I listen. Then I start to create love for my grandfather. Then I go and see someone. Do you know my grandfather? Oh, ma, your grandfather, huh? This. Oh, really? Then after that, I don't stop there. Then I go and meet another person. Hey, you look like, are you this Palani Chettiar's grandson? I say, yes. Oh, wow, you look exactly like your grandfather. Oh, then can you tell me about my grandfather? He will start to tell me something. So I was going around asking so many people who have known him, met him, associated with him. I want to hear more and more. So similarly, when we are sitting in the class, we do not underestimate the person who's going to give class. This guy, a lousy speaker. Or this person, fantastic speaker. We are not here to come to listen to a speech or Pattimandram to have fun. So now what we do exclusively, I am here sitting in the class. I was given the opportunity. I was invited by the Lord. The presiding deity of this temple has invited me to come and listen to this devotee who is going to speak good about me. So with that, we have to listen with rapt attention. It doesn't matter who speaks, whether he speaks very nicely, because here it is not that, oh, this devotee sings very nice, or that devotee, oh, sometimes the mridanga player was very bad. What? Tala, the flow beat. Come on, we are not coming for kacheri, We are not coming for concert. We are coming to express our love to Krishna. We must always remember that. Because I was like this before. I used to think, the people like in Vrindavan or Rajpura, Rajput is which place? Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, you see, people will be playing the drum and blowing the trumpet, which is out of tune. Beep, 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 dum, 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 beep, 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 and people will be dancing in ecstasy. I was thinking, what is so exciting about this music, and people are dancing like that. But now, after reading this along with you, I start to realize, yes, because they have expressed, that means they are not bothered about that person is playing the drum to express his love for Krishna. And that person is somehow or other blowing his trumpet, somehow or other, the small tick, like that, to express his love for Krishna. And that person knows that he is expressing his love for Krishna. And all of them are dancing in great ecstasy. So now you understand every step in devotional. See, when I want to chant, okay, important thing, I just remembered. Chanting. Okay, after so many millions of birth and death, today I got the chance to invite Nama Prabhu onto my tongue. My dear Nama Prabhu, please come and dance in my tongue. You are given that opportunity. So when I take my beats and I start to chant, I say, after so many births, think about all the pain that you have gone through in life, all the sufferings that you have gone through in life, all the losses that you have seen in your life, seeing all your beloved people are dying, seeing that all the horrible things happen, like sometimes we read the newspaper accident, one whole family got killed in an accident. So much of pain, like Ipoh, I think quite some time back, that guy's wife passed away many years ago. and he only got 2 child, and the both children went near the Pasipute, got accident, and both were killed on the spot. And that guy was like so much in lamentation. And I start to think about it. You know, first he lost his wife, now lost both of his children. Then what is his purpose in his life? So we have seen, we have gone through all this. This place is so painful, so horrible, horrifying. But now I'm going to chant that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That I got this opportunity. So it is worth paying 100% attention to my chanting. When I hold the beats, I am holding the toes of the Lord. I'm holding the toes of the Lord. My dear Lord, I'm holding your toes. It's a Tulasi beats. I'm taking the Tulasi and through the Tulasi I'm offering, I'm feeling I'm holding the toes, sense of touch. Then I am chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare is internal potency of the Lord who holds that exclusive, the love of Krishna. That's Radharani. Oh, my dear Mother Radha, please engage me in the all attractive person called Krishna. Krishna means all attractive. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, that Krishna, Hare Hare. Engage me, engage me. Then Hare Rama, Abhiram. Abhirama means what? The one who has all this reservoir of all pleasure. He is the reservoir. He is the one that keeps all the pleasure. And Mother Radharani, you have the key. You could just distribute that pleasure. My dear Mother, please. That's why when you see the translation of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely. The chanting of this holy name, it is just like crying of a child for mother. So the mother Hara will link the devotee to the father Krishna. If you can read the translation, you know. So the mother Hara will engage the things just like a genuine cry of a child. You know, the child cries for mother, it's very genuine cry. Similarly, that should be our cry. You know, pay attention to your chanting. Don't chant while you're watching TV. Don't chant when you are chanting time, nothing else in this world matters. All right, you're not a doctor to save life. So throw your phone away. You're not involved in some kind of business that it's like a life and death. Any calls that you get is only some kind of mundane calls or some kind of mundane message or some group message. You know, they say some stupid meme and stupid jokes. You know, sometimes you see that, right? So irritating. Sometimes I just archive everything. You know, so that's why even in these groups, when people send some nonsense thing, I'll just delete them. So, so this kind of meme and meme or meme or something like that, all right? And some kind of thing which is so mundane. So, are you going to get distracted from that golden opportunity by calling the Lord through Mother Hara, right? Put your phone away. Get out from your computer. Just sit in one place. And this is my exclusive time, my appointment with Radharani, and chant your rounds. You know, when you chant your rounds, you first meditate, I'm calling upon Mother, then everything. Then you start to pick up speed. Then after that, when you record your chanting, once in a while you record your chanting and see, check and balance. Are you saying it properly or not? You know, like you know, like a red Indian chant, you know, like some people do that. Yeah. I just thought, excuse me, are you doing some kind of red Indian chant? He said, what? The devotee got very offended. I mean, you're talking about it. No, you're saying, I only can remember like that. So say it out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Another way of chanting attentively. If you cannot chant attentively, control your breath. Take a deep breath. Hold it and try to chant as many mantra within that breath. Right? You can try it. Formerly, I can do 3. Now I can do 15. No, I got 15. You see, I can do 15 mantras in one breath. So like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Like that, you just go on chanting. Because when you hold your breath, you can concentrate easily. Try and see. Okay, take a deep breath. Also, you're doing pranayama. You're doing exercise, breathing exercise, which is going to stopping the breath and this thing, right? So, what happens if you do japa walk? When you go walk, chanting while walking, right? Sometimes it's good, you walk and chant. So, what you should do? Don't look down. Don't look in the middle, because you look down, of course, you're going to fall into somewhere. Don't look in front. Don't look around people. Look above them. When you see someone walking in front of you, don't look at the face, look at the hair. Just look up. That means you're not paying attention to that person. Sometimes when you just talk, okay, just try to. That means don't look, what do you call this? Forehead. Don't look forehead down. Just look up. So that means you are chanting. You are as though you're walking and you're aware, but you are above that. Just walk, Hare Krishna. When you say, example, when you do your japa in the park, Hare Krishna, just look on top. You will never get distracted, right? Of course, all this we'll discuss in detail when we go into nectar of what they call Chaitanya, Harinam Chintamani. All right. Then after that, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 25, text 34 to 35. Rajas tamas cha bijaye sattva sankshevaya munihi. Sattvam cha bijaye yukto nairapekshena shantadi. He should conquer the modes of passion and ignorance. He should conquer, all right, the modes of passion and ignorance by engaging himself only with things that is mode of goodness. All right. Then, being fixed in devotional service, the sage should also conquer the material mode of goodness by indifference towards the mode. Right? That means when we conquer the mode, that means we don't see any difference. Okay, we are above that. Therefore, people can become free from modes of nature if they pass their lives dovetailing everything. Now, let's say, all right, they can free from modes of nature. How? If they pass their lives dovetailing everything, right? Everything, like sattvika objects, activity, time, and place with devotional service to the Lord. Can you see that? We can simply free from our mode of nature if we simply pass our life, what they call, dedicating, dovetailing, everything like sattvika object mode of goodness, activities, time and place with devotional service to the Lord. Only human beings are eligible for propensity in the mode of goodness. All right? Only the human beings are eligible to be in the mode of goodness. And remaining in that state, they gradually become free from all the modes. Okay? It's very straightforward, I believe. So, the general propensity of human being is in the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness are described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 11, text 8 to 12 as follows. All right? Satya. Satya means speaking the truth. Okay, Satyam, right? In Tamil we call Satyam, right? Satyam. Speaking the truth without distortion or deviation. Speak the truth without distorting it or without any kind of deviation. Number 2, daya, sympathy to everyone's suffering. That's why Chang Prabhu was given the name Daya, Chaitanya Daya. Lord Chaitanya was very sympathy for all suffering. Right? So actually, Guru Maharaj really gave you a correct name according to your nature, because he knows you in and out. Right? So then is tapa. Tapa means austerity. Right? Such as observing fast at least twice in a month on Ekadasi. Right? Tapasya. When you talk about tapa, it reminds me about this Janananda Goswami Maharaj. When he was last time he used to come to Ipoh, he said, Para is a nice place. There's a place called Tapa. The place in Ipoh, Para, there's called Tapa. All right, Tapa. So he said, there's a place of Tapa, austerity. All right. So first is Satya, Daya, Tapa, and after this, Saucha. Shaucha means what? Cleanliness. That means bathing regularly at least twice a day. You must bathe at least twice a day. That is in the morning and also in the evening. Okay. And remembering to chant the holy name of God. All right. Then, after that, titiksha. That means tolerating. Titiksha means tolerating, being unagitated by seasonal changes or inconvenient circumstances. Right? So there are seasonal changes, like now is a hot season starting. Now it's like burning hot, tolerate. Then seasonal changes or inconvenient. That means sometimes the situation that's so not convenient, it's like some frustrating things. Just what we call tolerate. Then iksha. Iksha means distinguish between good and bad. That means you must be able to distinguish between good and bad. Then sama, shama. Shama means control of the mind. All right, not allowing the mind to act whimsically. All right, shama. So that means you're not allowing your mind to act whimsically. That means you have control of the mind. Then after that, dhamma. That means control of the senses, not allowing the senses to act without control. That means you control your senses. After that, ahimsa, non-violence. That means not subjecting any living entity to the threefold of miseries, right? Not ahimsa, non-violence. Then after that it says brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means what? Continence or abstaining from misuse of one's semen. That means continence or abstaining. That means controlling and not abstaining by misuse of one's semen. That means a man, all by nature we have a semen, right? So not to misuse of them, not to simply waste them, right? Misuse of one's semen. That means not indulging in sex with women other than one's wife and not having sex with one's own wife when the sex is forbidden. All right? That means not indulging in sex with women other than one's wife. Then not having sex with one's wife when sex is forbidden. Say like when the wife is having menses and all this kind of, we have to be very careful. Like during the period or menstruation. Okay, all these are all has to be avoided. Then tyaga. Tyaga means giving in charity at least 50% of one's income. Tyaga means sacrifice, right? So that means what? Like giving away to charity at least 50% of one's income. Okay, and of course, this is something not practical for those who are starting Grahastha life. But of course, those who are all in retired life, you can consider that. When you get your retirement fund, keep something for yourself and also give away something for the propagating of Krishna consciousness, right? At least 50%. Then another thing is svadhyaya. That means reading the transcendental literature like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana and Mahabharata, right? Reading all these kind of holy books. Then saralata. That means simplicity. That means freedom from mental duplicity. That means you are not living a duplicate life. You are living a simple life. All right. So santosha. Santosha means happiness. That means santosha, being satisfied, which is available. All right, without severe endeavor. So that means we have to be happy. Santosha. Santosha means being satisfied with something that is there. And whatever things that you achieve without any severe endeavor. You don't work so hard to achieve something. All right. Okay. Samadarshi Janera Seva. That means rendering service to the saintly person who make no distinction between living being and another. All right. And who sees everything living in spirit soul. Okay. Who are these person? Can you all tell me who is the person that Bhakti Vinod Thakur is explaining here? What kind of devotee is this? Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell me? What does this mean?
Mahatmana.
Huh?
Mahatmana.
Yeah. In which category do they fall? The three categories.
Paramahamsas.
Where do the Paramahamsas? We are talking about Kanistha, Madhyama, Uttama. Which devotee?
Uttama.
Adhikari. Yes. This is all come under Uttama Adhikari. Right? Uttama Adhikari. So when you see the Uttama Adhikari, this is the pure devotee. Of course, even we also even that Madhyama Adhikari also still there, right? So Samar Darshana Janera, right? So that means when you see the rendering service to the saintly person who have made no distinction. So where we can find them usually like Vrindavan and all these places we can find this kind of devotees. Okay. But of course, we don't underestimate all other type of devotees. Oh, this is Uttama, this is that. So whoever that we see a devotee, we just randomly serve them. And who knows who are they, okay? Then, after that, Gramya Chesta Haiti Nivirti. That means not taking part in so-called philanthropic activities. Okay? That means, oh, I want to build a temple, I want to build what they call, like philanthropic activities. You know what is philanthropic? I believe you all understand. Like building hospital, all this is simply wasting time. Okay? Then, Viparya Yekesha. Okay? That means distinguish unnecessary activities. Okay? Viparya Yekesha. That means you must be able to distinguish unnecessary. That means all something which is not necessary, don't engage. Then Vritta Lapa Nivirti or Maunam. So being grave and silent. All right. So Vritta Lapa Nivirti, or in other words, Maunam. This kind of Maunam is not that you take a vow to keep quiet. Like, you know, there's some Maharishi or something, Ramana Maharishi. He never spoke. He always keep quiet. He just there and people get understanding. You know, we don't practice that. So we are being distinct. So what is translated as being grave? Grave means what? You just talk when necessary and you are so much in wisdom. Grave and silent. Right? Then the next one, Atma Vimarshana. Atma Vimarshana means research into the self, whether one is the body or the soul. So whether one is the body or the soul. Tell me, we are doing research now. We are studying all these kind of things, right? Then after that, this is Anadira Vibhaga. Anadira Vibhaga. That means equal distribution of food and drink. All right, we are just distributing all this kind of food. And that's why Prabhupada started this thing called, what they call Food for Life program, right? Sagala Loka Bhagavat Sambandha Buddhi. All right? Sagala Loka. All Loka. That means Sagala means everything. Loka means earth. Bhagavat Sambandha. Everything is belongs to this. So I mean, accepting all living entities are related to the Lord. All living entities, right? That means all related to the Lord. So you do not put them in anxiety. We don't eat them. As well as, okay, then Sambandha Buddhi, then Shravana. That means hearing, Kirtana, chanting, Smarana, remembering his words and activities. Seva, service, Ijya, worship, Nati, offering obeisances, and Dashya, accepting the service, Sakyam, to consider as friend. That means you make Krishna as your friend. Atma Nivedana, surrendering one's whole self. All right? So this is the thing that we see here. All right. So what we can understand from here? So what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning, according to the differentiation of these 30 characteristics, right? According to the differentiation of 30 characteristics, okay, 30 characteristics, according to this thing, the 4 varnas like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and the 4 ashrama like Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi are born. Right? So through this thing, through this 30 characteristic, right? What we have read just now. What happened? 4 varnas like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and 4 ashrama like Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi are born. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, it's also mentioned 842, it says, Bhikshur Dharma Shamo Himsa, Tapa Iksha Vanakasha, Grihino Bhuta Raksejya, Dvijascharya Sevanam. The main religious duty of sannyasi are equanimity and non-violence. So for sannyasi, their main duty is equal, everything is equal and non-violence. Whereas for the Vanaprastha, okay, Vanaprastha means, Vanaprastha like those who are like all devotees want to renounce the family life, or Vanaprastha, in other words, we call retired life. Right? Vanaprastha, austerity and philosophical understanding of the difference between body and soul are prominent. That means austerity and philosophical understanding of the difference between body and soul are the prominent. Sannyasi is equanimity, everything is equal, non-violence. Vanaprastha means understanding the difference between the body and the soul. Okay, the main duty of householder. Okay, what is the duty of householder? The main duty, the grahastha, are to give shelter to all living entities and perform sacrifice. All right, their householder is to give shelter to all living entities. All right, at the same time, also that means they take care of cows and everything, and they perform sacrifice. Sacrifice, like they do yagya, they do fire sacrifice and everything. But now we do chanting and everything. And the brahmachari is to mainly engage in serving the spiritual master. All right, so that's a 4 division. The life occupants of the 4 varna. Okay, now that's how we talk about ashrama. Then how about 4 varnas? Okay, what is the duty of the 4 varnas? Okay, stated follows: study, teaching, worship, okay, and giving charity, accepting charity. Right? So that follows, that means study, teaching, worship, teaching, worship, giving charity, and accepting charity. These are the 6 of the Brahmana's occupation. So what is the job of Brahmana? Study, to teach and worship, and teach how to worship, to give charity and accepting charity is the duty of a Brahmana. Out of which they should maintain their life. Out of this, they should maintain their life by teaching worship and accepting worship. So these are the things that Brahmanas allow. First, their job is to teach. Okay, they have to do the training. Then after that, they teach them how to worship the Lord and everything. And also accepting worship. Accepting worship means when someone come and offer you obeisances by giving you tray, because the Brahmanas are worshipable, right? You know, sometimes when any funeral or anything, you know, when you do that thing, or sometimes when you do any auspicious festival like a Karga Pravesa, like you're doing a housewarming and all these things. So the people that you have to worship is Brahmana. So we call Brahmanas, we worship them. After we worship the Brahmana, we give them a very comfortable seat and giving them a feast after they eat and everything. We give them dakshana. We give them dakshana. After we give them dakshana, we fall at their feet and seek blessings. So that's the thing. So Brahmana. So their job is to do that. All right. Then the second thing is Kshatriya. What is the nature of Kshatriya? Kshatriya's occupation are protecting the praja by punishing the miscreants and maintaining the life by taxation. Prajana enadu? Prajana prajai. Prajai in Tamil also we call prajai. Prajai means what? Citizen. All right. So the Kshatriya's occupation to protect the citizen and punishing the miscreant. All the things they punish. And of course, they maintain the life. And of course, by taxation. So they are allowed to create tax, because through the tax, they can maintain the country. Right? Then the next one is farming, protecting cows and business. Okay, farming, cow protection and performing business is the nature of Vaishya's occupation. Right? So only serving, now the next one, only serving Brahmanas is the livelihood of Shudra. So Shudra's occupation is to serve the Brahmana. Okay. The traditional occupation of those who are lower than Shudras are their means of livelihood. Right? So that means the traditional occupation of those who are lower than Shudras. Okay, like the funerals, like, you know, Vetian, right? Funeral undertakers, this thing is their means of livelihood. All right. So with that, we end the session today. So now we open for question. It's already 11:58. So tomorrow we're going to continue. For all this conclusion, please mark your book. It's in the page 68. That's my pencil. Wow. We have another 30 more pages to complete our Bhaktiyaloka. Right. Time flying. Hare Krishna. So, any questions, any comment? Any takeaway? All right. Okay, if there's nothing, we end the session today. Thank you so much for your association. Looking forward to meet all of you tomorrow, same time. So till then, Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhuvevacha, Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnave Bhayo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai, Sri Bhaktiyaloka ki Jai. Gaura Premanande, have a fantastic day. We meet again tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Gauranga.